Hey guys, we're doing the Limitless course in April of this year, and leading up to that, there's a lot of stuff I really wanted to be able to discuss, to share with you, to have you experience. You see, when I hit this thing we call Limitless, every other technology I had in the past, well, it just didn't seem useful anymore, so I let it all go. Thing is, in retrospect, virtually everybody who attended Limitless, they had a break in the clouds. An unusual clarity of mind emerged. Their heads became clear. But those who before that haven't figured out for themselves what they're supposed to do with their lives, or who aren't on some kind of a path of what they're supposed to do, or who don't have a clear idea of what they actually want to do with their lives, they suddenly just got a hell of a lot of free time because they weren't fighting with themselves in their heads, and their heads weren't occupied with all sorts of shit. But now their heads were clear and they had so much time with nothing to do because they didn't know the direction they were heading in. They didn't know what to practically do in the world, where they hit a point in time where they weren't so struggling with themselves anymore. You see, most of us, statistically, it's funny, spend at least 2 to about 16 hours, most of us, like regular guys, regular people, regular guys and gals and blokes, most of us spend a hell of a lot of time, several hours a day, struggling with ourselves, fighting with ourselves, and when people are no longer struggling with themselves or fighting with themselves, suddenly they have a freaking amount of free time. And yeah, that's great for those of us for whom the only problem was we were struggling with ourselves. But for those who don't have their identity in place, a system in place, who haven't sorted out for themselves what to do with the rest of their lives, or at least the next 90 days, sure, you know, they weren't wasting time with fighting with themselves and their heads, but they weren't doing anything either. So they're out enjoying like a chill time, you know, enjoying that blissful meditative state, that clarity of mind. But that time, I realized by contrast, comparing the participants of Limitless, for people who knew what they wanted to do before Limitless and they just needed their limiters unlocked, they skyrocketed. And the people who have never actually taken the time to sort out what to do with their lives ever, they kind of wasted time. They were really lost. What's nice is they were no longer stressing up about it. They weren't stressing themselves about it because their heads were clear. But so much time was wasted, arguably. So what I'd like to be able to do is prep you gals and guys with pre-coursework where we talk about and do exercises that will prep you for when you're unlocked, for when you let go, for when you drop your limiter, for when you're no longer in any way held back by the murk, by the mess that you once were in. Once you hit clarity of mind, you could hit the ground running at your dreams at breakneck speed. And I'm sorry I didn't realize that earlier, because I had even just a bit of a break in the clouds for myself and I knew what to do. But turns out that's because I've taken so much time trying to figure that out in advance. And I thought the processes of Limitless were all I needed because they're what did the trick. I didn't realize that what made it work so well for me and for others is that the others, myself, we've gone through the process of doing everything first already. And so the moment our heads were clear, we could just do so much more. And so that's what I'd like to do for you guys and gals, to be able to guide you through pre-work that'll help you get your lives sorted, so that when you hit clarity of mind, and even if you haven't hit clarity of mind yet, just clearing up who you are, what you want, what you're for, who you want around you, what you really want to do in this world, just clearing that up and figuring out your near direction and your far direction and how to calibrate in between. That's a huge thing, and so I'd like to be able to guide you through that. Let me know if this is useful. Sign up for pre-coursework for the Limitless course. If you're already enrolled in the Limitless course, this is free for you. Okay? Hey, cheers!